Hello and welcome back to my allotment on May the 13th, 14th, 12th, May the something, 13th I believe it is today. Today what I'm going to be doing is just focusing on a couple of things that have gone wrong in my allotment, because on YouTube you often see people posting videos and on Instagram you get the pictures of everything that looks perfect and fantastic, and you look around and you go, why isn't mine working like that? Why is mine not growing? Why has mine gone wrong? And especially with things like Instagram, you very rarely see people posting the pictures of the failures. So today I'm going to show you a few of my failures, just to show we're all human. Sometimes stuff goes wrong, sometimes it's your own fault, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. So there's a few things on my plot that I'm not happy with at the moment. And I'm going to take you on just a little tour and focus on those things. So let's get going. Right, my first and my biggest disappointment has actually been this garlic here. I don't know if any of you have watched my previous videos and remember when I was saying that I was a bit worried about the yellowing of the leaves and that they weren't looking too healthy. I was kind of telling myself it would be okay, but the more and more they grow or don't grow, the more concerned I'm getting with them. And especially if we get down close here, you can see how loose they are in the soil. And I did pull one up the other day. I mean, they're not growing properly, and let's just for a demonstration pull this one up. And he seems to be rotting there. I mean, he actually doesn't look as bad as the one I pulled up the other day. I pulled one up yesterday and it was completely black and rotten and not looking good at all. And I am concerned that these have got the white rot infection, which is a horrible, horrible infection for garlic to get. It means that the bulbs are going to die, you're not going to get a crop. It's a soil-bound infection, so there's nothing you can do about it. It's not your fault if you get it, it just happens. But you can't grow garlic in this, or anything in the onion, sort of allium family, in that spot then for at least sort of another 8 years minimum. So I'm about 70% convinced that that is what this bed here has got, which is pretty devastating because I was really looking forward to my garlic, as many of you may well know, and now it looks like it may not happen. My other bed doesn't seem affected at the moment. The bulbs there are still really deep in the ground, they're well rooted, and the elephant garlic just there is doing really well. So I think it's just this bed. Ways to avoid getting this white rot, or ways to help avoid getting it, I say you can't avoid it completely, would be to not grow garlic in the same position 2 years in a row. So practice crop rotation, and again that's not just garlic but anything in the allium family. Don't grow at the same place 2 years in a row. And oh, sorry, there's a little bee buzzing past my head then. Where was I? Yeah, so don't grow in the same place 2 years in a row. So practice good crop rotation. If you do get any that are diseased, then make sure, I can't compost this now. I'm going to have to take it home and get rid of it. Probably take it to the tip or burn it or something. It can't go in the compost heap. And also if you're digging with your spade or whatever, make sure the spade is properly sterilised and clean, because you don't want to spread the infection from one area of soil to another. The only good news is that it does only affect the allium family, so you can grow anything else. I can grow anything else here in this bed without problem, but nothing from the allium family. But I say that's what I think that lot of garlic has got at the moment. I'm going to leave it in just for the time being until I'm absolutely certain, but then I'll have to rip it out and burn it. Right, the other next thing I'm not happy about, and this is completely my own fault. I was growing cucumbers at home and they were fantastic. They were getting tall, they were getting so good. And I planted them out the other day. And as you can see, that's what I've now got. Lots of very unhappy, let's be honest, dying, if not already dead, cucumbers. And this is really disappointing because it's my own fault. I thought I'd hardened them off well enough, I thought it was warm enough for them to come outside, but obviously not, because they just haven't survived. And this was my second batch of cucumbers out here as well, so I've got no replacements now. I may well try just sowing them direct sowing from seed here in the ground now and see how that goes, but it was so disappointing coming up here today and seeing them like this, because I say this one especially had done so well and I was so pleased with how it was going. But you live and learn. Some things work, some things don't. And the other thing, which is partly my fault, partly not, is my potatoes. As you can see, most of them are growing really well. But then you come to this row here, and they're just, I'm losing plants. And it stems from when we had the frost and I really had to earth them up. And I did, and I used all this straw. And I don't think it's frost damage. I don't think it's the frost that's done this to them, because the others all recovered really well. I think it's something eating them. But I'm not happy about it. I say I'm not sure if it's something eating them or if it is a result of the frost damage. I'm pretty sure it is something eating them, probably slugs in the straw or something, but I don't know if they're going to continue to grow or not. And last year we had a fantastic crop of potatoes with no problems whatsoever. But this year, especially this row here, this first row, is suffering really badly. So I'm hoping the potatoes under the soil are growing okay, but you just don't know. So yeah, they're the main problems on this plot at the moment. The main things I'm unhappy with. I say the gutting thing for me is the garlic, because I always go on about my garlic. Every single video I'm talking about my garlic this, garlic that, and that's because I love it so much and I just genuinely really enjoy growing it. And aside from that, I bought my bulbs from the Isle of Wight garlic farm, and they weren't cheap. I mean, they were okay for the price, but I bought a lot of bulbs, and it looks like they're going to end up going to waste. Okay, apart from those ones down there, that's my spring planting garlic, which seems to be doing okay. The leaves are a little yellow, but the bulbs in the ground are firm and they're well rooted, whereas those ones are loose. And loose bulbs in the ground is a sign of white rot, because the roots rot and die, and then obviously the plant gets loose, it doesn't get what it needs, they turn yellow and they die. So yeah, that's just a little showing of my failures because everyone has failures. And they're so often not publicised that when you have failures and you don't see other people's being publicised, you can think that you're doing something wrong, and half the time you're really not. But I think one of the things is you do learn from failures. It's not like it's a waste. I mean, yeah, it's disappointing I've lost the garlic, and it's disappointing that I've lost those cucumbers. But I'm going to know next time to harden them out properly and make sure it's properly warm enough before I plant them out. And I'm going to know next time, well, there's nothing I can do for the white rot in the soil, but I won't plant there next year because it's in that spot. I'll plant somewhere else and I'll cross my fingers and I'll hope. And I'm sure next year there'll be something else that doesn't work that's working really well this year, and maybe next year my potatoes and onions, my potatoes and my garlic and my cucumbers will go brilliantly. You just never know. It's partly down to weather as well. Weather, climate, so many different factors. So just don't be disheartened if stuff doesn't work, because sometimes it doesn't. And I'm disheartened now, so I'm being a bit of a hypocrite. But I've got to focus on the things that are working, like the carrots are doing nicely, the raspberries are looking good, spinach, I've harvested my first lot of spinach, which is ace. So yeah, trying to motivate myself as well today. A little motivational video for me and hopefully for you, and I'm babbling, so I should probably say goodbye before I babble on and everyone gets fed up listening to me. Alright, I'll see you guys later.